Hello again. I'm back for another walk. This time we're in the Old Town Harbour of Puerto del Carmen. I think I've got that right in one word there, in one sentence rather. Yeah, so the Old Town Harbour is right at the end of Puerto del Carmen, where it's got the little harbour with the little boats, a lot of restaurants and bars. It's quite popular. I think it's quieter than the main strip where a lot of people go. I think it's quieter maybe for older people, I don't know. But at the time of visiting it, nobody gets out sober, so I think that sort of explains a lot. Now there is a lot of Irish bars in this old harbour area. In fact, I'd go as far as to say pretty much every second sort of shop or bar was an Irish one. So it's obviously very popular with the Irish, this area. Now I haven't been here at night time, this was just in the daytime, around about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon when we visited it. We got the bus in from the hotel. I've done a previous video of that hotel if you want to have a look at it. I'll leave a link. And it was only €3. We got the bus right into the Old Town, got off and had a look around the shops. Now it's quite hilly in places, as most sort of harbour areas are, but it's also very nice, as you can see. Now when we visited it was early November and it was around about 26 degrees, which is pretty good for this time of year, I would say. Hence why it's still popular, when most resorts like in Spain, Benidorm or Cyprus or any of the other Mediterranean countries are sort of closing down. You'll get 1 or 2 bars open and restaurants, but here in Puerto del Carmen they're pretty much all open. There's one over there on the left, the Boys. It's got a Scottish flag outside it. So as I say, it was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon when I visited, and it was not really busy. Some of them hadn't opened up yet, but as I say, it's quieter than the main strip where pretty much everything's open from around about 10 AM in the morning, it would appear. But here, some shops are open, but some were not. But as you can see, it's still quite busy for this time of the morning, particularly with families. Like I say, bars everywhere. There's one there, I just had a look in. Looks more like a little cafe than a bar really, but I think they all have licenses to sell alcohol, so if you're getting your breakfast, you can also have a pint. There's another Irish one there. So I don't think it's got quite the appeal as sort of Benidorm, when you've got a lot of young people, well, you've got all age groups really at Benidorm that are attracted to it, but this seems to be a lot of Irish, more than I've seen in most other resorts I've been to. You'll get a mixture of different people, but it's predominantly Irish that I could see, which is no bad thing. But a lot of the pubs are catered for it, with the Guinness obviously, and the horse racing and the football, Celtic and so on. But it was good. As I say, it's my first time visiting this Puerto del Carmen in Lanzarote. A lot of people do talk about it. It's quite popular. So I thought I'd give it a visit. Now when we went away, as I say, it was the end of October, so most places are getting a bit chilly, but this one was sort of warm all the way through November, and I think pretty much all year round, and also in the evening it's very pleasant as well, around about 21, 22. So plenty of shops. As I say, when I was visiting, it was my first time, so I wasn't sure where anything was, but basically just follow the road round. They're quite narrow little roads, but it is known as the Old Town, so that would probably explain a lot. So sometimes you had to cross over. But it did have a one-way system here, pretty much in all of Puerto del Carmen, I found, which is pretty good. So you've only got to look one way really when you cross the road, which is a good thing really, because particularly as they drive on the right, you always can get a bit confused and look the wrong way, and you don't want to be getting run over when you're on your holiday. So there you go, there's a lovely little restaurant there. It was closed at the time. Big tree, Irish pub. But well worth a visit, I would say, in the evenings. Yeah, very quiet. Off the beaten track, as they say. So we're going to carry on down the road and down to the harbour. So you've also got obviously traditional Spanish bars and restaurants. I like that little bench there with the wheels.
Well, that's
very nice. Asian Varadero. Yeah, so you got some traditional Irish ones, and then you got obviously the Irish ones. This one was just called Heineken, as I could gather, and it just had bottles of Heineken in the window. So if you don't like Heineken, I don't know if they sell anything else in there. But that looks really nice, that one as well there, restaurant and grill. That's a Spanish one by the look of it. Very nice there by the harbour, as you can see. Nice views out to sea as well there. It kind of reminds me a bit of Paphos in Cyprus. It's got the kind of sort of similar layout really, the way the little harbour goes out.
This bridge, yeah.
But very nice, I'm sure you'll agree. And there's a few little bars and restaurants down this end as well, so we're going to have a look at those. And some of the little boats there pulled up out of the water with the trailers. The trailers attached to these bollards so they don't run off and go flying into the water. So there we go, we've got a traditional Spanish one there, Emma's Cantina. Looks very nice. That one's open. Quite a few of them seem to be closed, but maybe they open at midday or later. But banana, all reasonably priced as well. I think they may be a little bit more expensive than the actual strip, but it's better surroundings in a way really. You're right on obviously on the seafront here, the harbour, very nice. And you've got this little bridge that goes around it as well. It's got some gates there. I'm not sure if that's closed off in the evening, but obviously it was open when we was there, so we took a stroll down. And this little bit here on the right, under the bridge, was full of wild cats. Well, feral cats, I presume.
Scab cats.
There's maybe 5 or 6 of them living down under the bridge. Can't really see them very well there. I've not got the camera at the correct angle. But there was a lot of them anyway, you can be sure. In fact, there's a lot of cats in general. In the hotel we're staying at, there's a lot of them there as well. I mean, obviously they serve a purpose to keep the mice and the rats away. All restaurants or big hotel chains all have them because obviously you don't want any vermin with all the food that's been prepared. They serve a purpose and they're nice to look at, and the children like them, so all good. So you've got a little bench there to take a seat and then admire the view. But we're just going to carry on down to the end.
More cats.
So there's some more cats underneath that part of the walkway as well. Can't see them very well, but they were sort of hiding in the shadows, keeping out the way. And there was a little house up on the top there as well, on the right hand side. Very quaint, with wonderful views over the harbour there. Now, I think this is the house here with the little blue steps, blue and white steps going up to it. And you've got a little rock formation coming through the pier, as we would call it back home. Then you've got these little little apartments right along the front there. I'm not sure if they're private or to let. I suppose they're let out to people in the summer months. Very nice though. Great views. You've got those little steps leading up to it. Very nice. With the cactus growing out the rocks there. So, if you've never been, like me, it's well worth a visit to have a look around the old town. I think it'd be great to come for a meal in the evenings. It must be really nice. I didn't actually do it on this holiday, but if I ever visit again, I definitely will do. We were just sort of visiting for the day really, and it was right down the other end of where we were staying. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. I'm going to sit down now and take a rest, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.